that did not go as expected. Let's see here. Lasts longer than 5 hours. Call doctor. Well, looks like I won't be needing those anymore. Hi everyone, I'm Bboy, and I'm here to review Marvel's latest cinematic release, Ant-Man. Also, by the way, this review is spoiler-free. So, Ant-Man. Some people were thinking it'd be good, some were thinking it'd be bad. Speculations were made because of director changes. People were all around kind of sketchy about this movie. Me? I didn't know what to think because I knew nothing about Ant-Man at the time. So I was kind of hoping it'd be similar to Guardians of the Galaxy, where I knew nothing about those characters, but it ended up being a pretty solid movie. Does this one feel the same way? Well, I can safely say, yes it does. So Ant-Man starts off in a great way, and within the first 5 minutes of the film, I was pretty much pulled in and completely invested. That being said, however, the movie does suffer from being a bit slow at times, but don't let that be a turnoff because it's pretty much 10 to 15 minutes of the actual film. And don't misunderstand me when I say slow. When I say slow, I don't mean bad or boring. I just mean it's just kind of slowly paced compared to the rest of the movie. The film never feels bad or boring, but there are parts I feel like I should warn you about that aren't going to be as quickly, evenly paced as the rest of the movie. But don't fear, because those parts are usually there just to explain the story, plot, or characters. That being said, however, most of the slow parts are there to explain the story, plot, or characters, but there are a few parts in particular where the scenes are done emotionally, creatively, and even funny. For example, there's a scene where Scott, aka Ant-Man, has one of his roommates / buddies explain a heist to him. And this is one of the most creative and funny scenes of the movie that it actually had me laughing out loud in the movie theater, and several other people were as well, my friends included. And so that was actually one of the highlights of the movie. Now, I feel like I should warn one more thing about this film before I get into more of the details. If you're coming to this movie fresh off of Avengers Age of Ultron, don't expect it to be that high scale of a movie, like, oh, there's end of the world type gimmicks, like Ultron sending these robots down, the Avengers have to fight them off. Don't feel like it's going to be a movie like that. It's actually a lower scale movie, which I find to be quite refreshing, because a lot of superhero films have high-scale end-of-the-world antics going on. This film, though, keeps it small while still feeling awesome. In fact, it's actually more of a heist movie than it is a superhero movie, which I found really cool because I'm a huge fan of the heist-style movies. And if you are too, there's a lot of fun to be had with this movie. Now, going into the main story, it follows a man named Hank Pym who has a man we know as Ant-Man to be the Ant-Man and sneak into a high-class facility to steal something. Now, I'm not going to give anything away, but the heist scenes and the break-in in the facility are done so well and are pretty much the big highlights of the film. They show you action scenes in the trailer, but a lot of the greatest parts of the film are kept a secret for when you actually go to see it, which I love because I hate when trailers spoil the movie for me. It's so annoying. But yeah, so that being said, the movie's great. If you're a Marvel fan, you'll love it because there's the references and the tie-ins. If you're not a Marvel fan, you'll still love it just as much as the Marvel fans, because they're not like, oh, if you haven't seen Iron Man 1 through 3, all the Avengers, all the Captain Americas, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 1 and 2, it's not like you're not going to understand or enjoy this movie. In fact, it's a great standalone movie because of that. And if you're a fan of the Guardians of the Galaxy style humor, I feel like you'll enjoy this movie as well, because it never takes itself too seriously, but it still has a main plot story to it, that it feels like it's not just a comedy movie, it's more of an action movie, but they kind of tie the comedy and action elements together to make a really solid Marvel movie and just an action movie to begin with. So if you're looking for a fun movie this July to go see with your family, friends, or just by yourself, then I feel like this is the movie for you. So Ant-Man is a great film. I highly recommend it if you haven't seen it. If you go to see it in the theaters, you're going to have a lot of fun. So thanks for watching, and I hope this review helped.